Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rosa. Welcome. I make beauty videos once a week on Mondays at 8 a.m. Pacific time. I like to focus my videos mostly on light olive skin, so if that sounds interesting to you, check out my channel and hang around by clicking on the subscribe button, and don't forget the bell notification so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about 5 makeup items that I used to hate applying that now I love. So if you're curious to find out what those things are, then for sure keep on watching. Alright, so I'm trying out an additional light in front of me besides my ring light, because I feel like my ring light no longer does me justice. So hopefully this will reflect in better lighting whenever I edit. I'll find out. But for sure, give me your feedback. Leave it down in the comments below. What do you think of this lighting? I'm so limited with space in this room, and also limited on plugs, wall plugs. So let me get started with the 5 things that I used to hate when I first started using makeup. But for sure, when I sit down and make the time for me to get ready, especially like Sundays, like Sunday mornings before I go to church, these are the things that I use. So the first item is primer. If you've seen my videos before, you have heard me say that this particular primer, it doesn't really do great things for my skin. So I'm on the lookout for a primer that I actually enjoy. Ever since I started the online makeup academy school, they really emphasize on primers. I have learned that they can really make a difference. I know some YouTubers don't use primers and they say that, you know, it doesn't really make much of a difference for them. That's kind of how I felt at the beginning as well. But at the same time, I have not tried enough primers for me to say that, you know, they are all bad. I just haven't found the right one for me. And there's all kinds of primers. There's glowy primers, there's matte primers, there's hydrating primers, all those things. I actually don't know if it's just coincidence, but sometimes when I use this one like on a daily basis, I do feel like my pores kind of clog up. And again, I'm not gonna completely blame it on the primer, but I just find it funny that when I do use this a lot, then I start breaking out. So an item that kind of goes hand in hand with that would be a color corrector. I have recommended this one a lot to mix in with your foundations if you want to try to change the undertone and make it more like olive. But I actually started using this as what it's intended to do, a green color primer. It's supposed to cancel out the redness of your skin, and I do get quite a lot of redness, especially because when I get breakouts, I get all these red dots that are left behind. And also in general, I feel like this area of my face here just gets pretty red. Getting into school, they really emphasize also on using color correcting so that you don't end up using tons of product on, like, say, the foundations and or concealers. I can't wait to actually start to try out more color correcting products so that eventually in the future I can actually recommend you guys some if you're interested. It's actually very helpful. At the beginning, it does seem like it has a lot of pigment to it, but it actually shears out. It might look like there's a lot of color in it, but once you apply it to your skin, it doesn't really leave you with like a super green tint on it. The second item that I used to really dislike would be lighter coverage foundations. I know that these two are not going to be the greatest example. This is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. These actually have medium to high coverage, in my opinion. I just want to use them today just because I've been enjoying using this lately. But before, I used to really go for like full coverage cakey foundation. I use a pump of each so I can mix the color, but I do always end up having a lot of leftover because it's way too much for my face to use. I forgot to wet my sponge. I'll be back. I enjoy applying this with a damp sponge. That way it gives me a lot of control on whether I want a light coverage or full coverage. Tell me in the comments, who is your most trusted and favorite person to watch when it comes to like foundation reviews? For me, that would definitely be Taylor Wynn. hopefully when I zoomed in you were able to see how the coverage is pretty high, but not completely full coverage, because you can see some of those spots. That is not to say that I no longer like using full coverage. It's just that I no longer feel like my foundations have to be super high coverage, because I can do color correcting underneath, and if there's some spots peeking through, I can always go back and pinpoint those dots with a concealer. So I don't have to feel like a full cakey heavy face, if that makes sense. Ever since I started using makeup, I've always used a foundation paired with, you know, a concealer. The only thing that has changed for me is that I no longer pick up like super light concealers anymore. I actually try to use concealers that are closer to like my skin tone, maybe slightly lighter. First of all, because I've noticed that it doesn't really look right on me, and I also found that the best way for me to brighten up a concealer would be by picking out a brightening powder. My favorite way of applying concealer has always been with a damp sponge. Then I like to set it. This one is the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. I really enjoy using this one. I feel like this is gonna be one of those products that I'm gonna keep repurchasing. The third product that I used to really dislike, I don't know why, I just feel like it was an extra step, was bronzers, and now it's like one of my favorite things when I'm doing my makeup. So this one is the LA Colors bronzer. This one is in the shade Beach Babe. I found this on my local Dollar General. I use the same brush that I use for my powder and go ham. I understand some people get really upset when you use your bronzer as a contour, but you do you. I'm not gonna do a crazy eye look, so I'm just gonna go with my go-to fluffy brush and just dip into the powder and just go all over the crease. I'm gonna do my eyelashes next, so that while the mascara is drying, I can work on my eyebrows. Using the e.l.f. Lash It Loud mascara. There are so many mascaras out there that I know I don't really want to repeat unless I absolutely find a holy grail, but for now I'm gonna keep hunting on mascaras, affordable mascaras. I don't remember whom I heard this from, but I know somebody said that whenever your mascara starts to get clumpy, it's probably close to the time that you are supposed to switch out your mascara. I don't know how true that is, but it's time. Okay, next I'm gonna work on my eyebrows real quick. The fourth item that I used to hate using was lip liners. Ever since I started using makeup, I would choose liquid lipsticks or like the bullet lipsticks, but ever since using lip liners, I feel like they just feel more comfortable on my lips and they kind of last longer than using a liquid lipstick. This one here is the Essence Stay Lip Liner. It's supposed to be waterproof and it's supposed to last 8 hours. I don't know if that's true. I haven't really put it to the test, but I do notice that it does last a pretty long time and it's so easy to reapply. So let's just go in, and in case you're curious, this one is in the shade 01 because duh. It's just such a pretty color. Today was the relaunch of Jaclyn Hill's lip liners and lip pencils, and I only got to order one because they're a little pricey, but I'm excited to try it. I got the color Butter Pecan, so curious to see how that formula is gonna go. Another product that I used to really hate, it kind of goes hand in hand with the lip liners, are lip glosses. So instead of using liquid lipsticks, I just go with lip liner and then I pick a gloss. This one here is from Neewer and this one is in the shade Maiden Lane. Don't get to use it too often because again, under the mask it kind of rubs around, but just a tiny bit. And I'd like to dab it just to give it sort of like a juicy look without necessarily applying the whole thing all over my lips. Chef's kiss. Finally, the last item that I used to hate wearing were eyelashes, false eyelashes. I feel like my eyelashes used to be a lot longer than they are now, especially ever since I experienced postpartum hair loss. I'm not an expert at putting them, but there's just so many styles out there. So when I do have the time and I want to put an extra effort, I do go with lashes. I'm gonna use the Kiss Look Extensions collection. This one is in, actually I don't know what style this is exactly, but these are so pretty. My go-to lash glue used to be the one from Kiss. This is just a strip lash adhesive with aloe. It's clear. This one is formaldehyde free and latex free. But ever since Birdie Lashes came out with their clear Birdie liner lash glue, this has been my go-to. I probably will never switch back to anything else. I just love that you can put it right away. You don't have to wait for the glue to dry. Let's see, hopefully I can do this. And I like to go back with this tool and just push my lashes and the false lashes together. It really makes a difference. Oh, why do I drop everything? Hey Siri. Can you send a message to my dear husband?
What do you want to say?
Yes, love. Thank you very much.
Your message to my dear husband says yes, love. Thank you very much. Ready to send it?
Yes.
Okay, it's sent.
Okay, lashes are on. So to recap, the 5 things that I used to hate in makeup and now I use was primer / color correctors, 2 lighter coverage foundations, 3 bronzers, 4 lip liner / lip glosses, and 5 eyelashes. I hope that you enjoy watching this video. I hope that you find it fun. Let me know in the comments below, is there an item that you used to hate but now you love using? Definitely let me know in the comments below. I would love to have a conversation with you. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you on my next video. Bye.